Well, of course, our favourite person to talk to each and every week, and the reason we're in HD, is none other than the wonderful Megyn Kelly joining us from the United States. How are you, Rockstar?
I'm so good. How are you?
Doing my best, doing my best.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the latest controversy surrounding Meghan Markle and Megyn Kelly. Meghan's calling out Meghan's feminist claims. It's brutal. Smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. All right, let's get into it.
Now, I'm stuck back in, 1970s colour TV is good for me. HD is good for you, right? That's sort of the way the technology should work. Now, look.
Depends on the day.
Yeah. Before we get to politics and all the rest of it, can we just talk about one of our favourite subjects, that being, your old mate Meghan Markle? Now, I noticed today, and there's all this website stuff, but I noticed today that she's announced a brand new podcast deal, right? And it just got me thinking about, the princess in our life, you. Now, you started your own thing. You've built your own thing into millions of people around the world. Why can't she build something? She's just got to get paid by somebody else all the time.
Yeah, it's so true. And no one's ever heard of this podcast outlet that she's going to. As far as I could tell, they've got far lefties like Sarah Silverman and Samantha Bee, who are loathed by everybody who is center or right of center. So this is what she's signing up for. She's declaring she's not just liberal or progressive. She's a far left progressive. Those are her new partners. Yeah, she can't build it because no one will come. She tried that. Let me tell you, from Spotify to this Lemonada is a big fall down. She knows that. She couldn't get anybody else to pony up the dough. She needs cold, hard cash because she wants to fly private and she wants all the trappings of the royal life without having to work for it. And she does want to fly private, and she is flying private on everyone else's dime. At the same time, as part of their rebrand, Harry's continuing to touting himself as an environmentalist. Okay. If you're an environmentalist, get on JetBlue. Stop with the private flights everywhere because that's the only way they'll travel. And of course, she, another hypocrite, is calling herself a feminist who's going to shape the future.
Meghan's new podcast deal. Meghan Markle just signed a new podcast deal. Megyn Kelly noted it's not on a big platform like Spotify. This follows her failed Spotify deal. Will it succeed? The hypocrisy of feminism. Meghan Markle calls herself a feminist icon, but Megyn Kelly isn't buying it. Meghan says she wants to empower women, yet she built her image on marrying into royalty. Megyn Kelly reminded us of Megyn complaining about being objectified on Deal or No Deal. If Megyn cared about feminism, wouldn't she lift other women up?
How? Because no one tuned into your first crappy podcast where all you did was lecture us on feminism and everyone hated it. Remember, she was so upset that she was objectified when she put on the tiny sparkly dresses on Deal or No Deal, and they didn't want to hear her thoughts on nuclear codes. So it's a joke. She's not a feminist. She's only a Meghanist. That's it. She cares about promoting one thing, herself. Just ask Katie Wadey, as she referred to Kate Middleton in her interview with Oprah, a low blow hit. Or ask Omid Scobie, Meghan's stenographer, who took way below the belt hits at Kate in the book he just put out. She only likes one woman. It's herself. She wasn't very good to the Queen, and now her partner in life, Harry, finds an opportunity to put himself back in the news. We talked about this last week. His father comes down with cancer, and he flies immediately over to the UK. Within 30 seconds, he had released that fact to the media. And even his father at this point is like, get out. He's there for 30 minutes. He insisted reportedly that he not be in the room with Queen Camilla. She's probably the only reason he got the invite to walk in the door anyway. He's called his father a racist. That's back to the Omid Scobie thing. Clearly, those two were telling Omid that Charles is a racist. That was in the book as it was released. And then he tried to take it back. Oh, I never said that to the translator. Well, Omid Scobie did. Anywho, he gets kicked out and he has to go right back home. He had to stay in a hotel. He did fly private for a commercial for that one. They want nothing to do with this pair. And so what we have here is yet another attempt to use the royal name and the royal titles to make money, which is exactly what the Queen asked them not to do. They've launched a new website, a new brand to try to get more money because they think their problem is marketing, is branding. And they refuse, as always, to realize it's them. There's no amount of rebrand that's going to help them.
It doesn't matter how much glitter they decide to roll it in, it still is something nobody wants to buy. Nobody wants to read, and whatever fascination they have are in lives in the past. And the thing that they don't get, I think that they don't understand, particularly say about podcasts, video, all the rest of it, right? Unless you're going to be...
Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Private jet hypocrisy. Meghan and Harry talk about climate change and sustainability, but they travel by private jets. Megyn Kelly roasted them for this. Preach about the environment? Stop flying private. This isn't the first time they've been called out.
Really, I mean, proper open about your life, right? Like that sort of reality level, okay, too much information, or let us into the madness of your life, then that's not particularly interesting. And they're not really people that anyone would consider particularly insightful, or dare I say sort of, public intellectuals to actually tune into to, okay, how are they going to help my life? Like, these are not, Jordan Peterson-like people.
Oh, God. You didn't even mention them in the same breath. So you're exactly right.
Just trying to trigger you.
They have no insightful commentary to offer on anything. No one wants to hear, unless they're going to be talking about the royal family, which is how they got their Netflix deal. And it was interesting. We wanted to see the behind the scenes stuff about the Queen and so on. No one's going to listen. So if they're going to talk about their lives and their thoughts on life, it's going to be more banalities. That's what we got the first time around. No one actually cares about what Meghan Markle thinks about X or Y or Z. We just want to hear them talk about the Queen and what it's like to be a royal. Now they're out of that material, so we're going to be stuck with more lectures on which words we're not allowed to use. According to who? Meghan Markle. Who cares what she thinks about what words I attempt to use in my life? Couldn't care less. This is why Spotify wanted to get rid of them. This is why they were called the greatest grifters of all time by Bill Simmons over at Spotify. They didn't live up to their deal. They weren't producing more content for Netflix. All these deals are circling the drain. So they went to the no-name far-left organization that signed her up. I guess we're going to get more drivel on feminism, according to Meghan Markle, who's done nothing other than get married. That's her big accomplishment. Fine, I like being married, but it's not like... That's what a feminist does. We get married, and then we tell everybody about what we did as a married woman, thanks to our husband's money. Woo, me!
Yeah, I mean, look, as important as marriage is, and obviously happy Valentine's Day, here it is in Australia from those who love you here,
Yes.
but it's not landing on the moon. Like it's like when these people go, it's like, that's something that, okay, wow, really? Only this many? And how many? But, anyway. Now, The View. Sunny Houston is one of the most annoying people on the most annoying show on television in the US.
Using the royal name for money. Meghan and Harry need the royal family to stay relevant. Megyn Kelly pointed out they're still cashing in on their royal titles. They just launched a new website, branding themselves as royals. Their career is based on complaining about the royal family while using their status to make money.
And she's all about, the far left stuff and racism and institutional racism. She does one of these tests and, what's in her past?
I was really reluctant to do it because I just sensed that there could be something in my family history that would be disappointing. But what I found out was that my mother's family, while they are Puerto Rican, they actually originate from Spain. And the reason that they moved to Puerto Rico is because the slave trade had been sort of canceled in Spain and then Curacao, and then they moved all of their slaves to Puerto Rico. And so the family business, I had been told that they were printers and journalists, but they were in fact enslavers.
Yes, it turns out her mother is white, which she claims she didn't know, and she's descended from slave owners. It's amazing. She's been ripping on the United States and our terrible past, and she's been demanding reparations for, modern day Black Americans, many of whom had absolutely no connection whatsoever to slaves or slavery, but still they need to get paid. And it turns out she's going to have to pay out. She's not receiving anything. She's going to have to pay it out. She says she stands by her demand. She wants the reparations paid. Okay, Sonny, you first. She lives in a multi-million-dollar house. She has a multi-million-dollar job. Her son is at Harvard, I'm sure, because of her connections and her top-notch education that she provided him in private school, undoubtedly. And she still thinks the country's unfair and needs to pay reparations to modern day American Black people. So it turns out that Sonny's mother, who she thought was Puerto Rican, is white. And she was not, she thought she was Black and Puerto Rican, and she's not. She's from Spain originally, and she's white. Those are Sonny's words and Sonny's conclusions after going on with Henry Louis Gates, who does, this show on your ancestry. And she's talking openly about how disappointed she is and how she wished, this is why she never wanted to get this done, because she knew she would just be horrified if this were the case, because her mother had blonde hair and is lighter skinned and has blue eyes.
All right, let's wrap this up. Megyn Kelly exposed Meghan Markle's hypocrisy, from fake feminism to exploiting the royal family. Whether you love or hate Megyn, Megyn didn't hold back. Do you think Meghan Markle is a real feminist or just PR? Let's get the conversation going in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.